Right, in today's video, I'm gonna be going over my 5 golden rules for building muscle. These rules will get you 90% of the way to your dream physique. Every guy or girl you know that has a great body follows this stuff. So number 1, as you could probably guess, is gonna be consistency, okay? If you want to build muscle, you need to be consistent. You cannot train for a couple of weeks and stop for a couple of weeks. Do this plan, then do that plan. 1 minute is you're a powerlifter, then you're a bodybuilder. We need to find a routine that we can stick to and do it over time. Building muscle is painfully slow. We have to go into the gym, we have to break down muscle fibers, recover with nutrition and sleep, and go again. I've been training for 14 years and I've built an average amount of muscle and I've been at it non-stop. Okay, and you've never really stopped. Number 2, calories, okay? To build muscle, we need to give ourselves adequate calories. If you don't have much body fat on you, you do want to be in a small surplus for a long period of time. If you're already relatively lean or if you've got quite a skinny build, we're looking at being in a 15 to 20% surplus at least 8 months of the year. If you're already very lean, you won't get that fat. You will not gain much body fat in a 15 to 20% surplus, okay? If you just go into a crazy surplus, you're gonna get fat quickly, you're gonna have to cut things back. If you have a lot of body fat on you, your goal should be to lose body fat, not to build a crazy amount of muscle. You would obviously come into a calorie deficit, but because you have all that stored energy on your body, you will be able to build muscle as well, okay? Number 3, so underrated, so important, is sleep and recovery. If you're a young guy or girl in your teens or in your early 20s and you want to build the most amount of muscle possible, but you also want to go out twice a week, we cannot drink too much alcohol. It's a poison. It affects muscle protein synthesis, it affects sleep, it affects recovery, it will ruin your appetite, you make bad decisions. I spent years wasting time from going out all the time when I was in London, and I left so much progress on the table, and all the bad things that ever came from my life have come from alcohol, okay? And that leads me into sleep. If you want to build muscle, guys, we're looking at 7 to 8 hours of sleep, whether you're male or female. If you're breaking down muscle fibers, you don't grow in a gym. You literally break muscle down in the gym. You grow outside of the gym with adequate recovery, nutrition, protein, and all of that fun stuff, okay? Number 4, okay, another big one here is intensity or volume, okay? We need to be training with intent. You should know your plan. I know my training session that I'm gonna do 5 days from now. I already know the reps, I already know the sets, I already know the weights. I know exactly what movement I'm gonna do, I know exactly how I'm gonna perform it, okay? I know what I did last week, I know what I need to beat. It's so important that you track this stuff, okay? As we start out, we want to increase our training volume, okay? So I'm a big fan of training your muscle groups between 2 to 3 times per week. Stay well away from a 5-day bro split. Full body training 3 times a week, upper, lower, 3 or 4 times a week. Everything gets trained 2 to 3 times a week, okay? By doing that, you have a massive increase in training volume, which has a huge carryover effect to how much muscle you can build if you have protein and a surplus of calories. Once you get more advanced, volume isn't so important, and we kind of gear towards intensity, because think, the golden rules of building muscle, even the big guys want to build muscle. Even the big guys you know at the gym, we all still want to get bigger. And yeah, I said we, right? Intensity becomes a massive part of this. So how hard you push during a set is crucial. Volume and intensity, we need to meet somewhere in the middle. Make sure when you're training, you are training, going to failure or close to failure. Don't just go through the motions, especially as you get advanced. And the 5th rule, very important one, is enjoyment. You have to enjoy what you're doing. People always hate on CrossFitters. Oh, that's a stupid sport. But CrossFitters love CrossFit. They all meet up together, they all hug and do strange things. They all train multiple times a day, they all eat a lot of food, they smash themselves in the gym, and they're super consistent because they love it. They literally follow all of these principles, and the guys and girls end up building great muscular and lean physiques, okay? Enjoyment is a huge part of it. If you're starting a training plan now, and you're looking at it thinking, oh, I'll give that a go for 4 weeks. Just bin it, don't even bother. We need to enjoy what we do. That might be bodybuilding for you. That might be CrossFit for him. That might be High Rocks for strange people, okay? They're not gonna build much muscle, but you get my point. We need to enjoy our training. That's gonna lead to consistency, and it all kind of carries over, okay? Hope you enjoyed these 5 golden rules for building muscle, and I'm gonna keep making videos like this.